When you spend a few dollars on a cheap countertop cooler and it starts leaking on your kitchen floor, you instantly wonder why you didn't just splurge a little more. I've seen a handful of people tell me they bought a budget beverage center, used it for a week, and then gave it back because the temperature swings were all over the place or the door wouldn't stay closed. That's the kind of regret that makes anyone pause before clicking add to cart. So, does the Summit Appliance CL181WBVCSS feel like a smarter, more reliable buy? Or is it just another glossy-looking appliance that will end up in the junk drawer? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the main hesitation most shoppers have. Will this thing actually keep my drinks cold enough for a family of 4, and will it fit in my existing kitchen layout? The CL181 is an 18-inch wide beverage center that can be installed as a built-in unit or used freestanding, which means you can slide it under a countertop, tuck it into a pantry niche, or even set it on a bar cart if you're short on space. That flexibility is a real plus for anyone who's already wrestled with measurements and cabinet depths during a remodel. The unit's dimensions are generous enough to hold a decent variety of bottles, cans, and even a few growlers, yet it doesn't demand a whole wall. What really matters in day-to-day use is how consistently the thermostat maintains the right temperature, and that's where the digital control panel shines. You set the temperature once, and the unit cycles the compressor on and off to stay within a few degrees of your target. In practice, this quiet, automatic defrost cycle means you won't be waking up to a puddle forming on the bottom shelf after a cold night, a problem that cheap alternatives often suffer. I've seen people try to manually clear frost from their chillers, only to end up with a mess and a loss of cooling efficiency. With the Summit's automatic defrost, the interior stays dry and the LED lighting stays clear, so you can actually see what you have without squinting. Now, consider the aesthetics. The glass door is trimmed with seamless stainless steel, and the interior is illuminated by white LEDs. In a modern kitchen, that sort of understated shine elevates the look of a pantry or a bar area without clashing with other appliances. It's not just a look piece, the lighting also helps you spot any spills right away, which can be a hidden cost saver. Spilled soda that's left unnoticed can attract pests or cause sticky messes that are harder to clean later. The glass shelves are adjustable, so you can accommodate taller bottles or create a tiered layout for smaller cans. During a recent family gathering, I saw a host slide a row of 12-ounce cans onto the top shelf, then lower a middle shelf to make room for a couple of 750 milliliters wine bottles. The adjustment was straightforward and didn't require any tools, which is a nice practical touch. On the flip side, there are a couple of trade-offs you should be aware of before deciding whether this fits your lifestyle. First, because it's designed to be built-in, the unit comes with a rear panel that needs to be cut to match your cabinet's depth. If you're not comfortable with a bit of carpentry, you'll either need to hire help or settle for a freestanding setup, which may not look as seamless as a fully integrated model. Second, the unit does rely on a conventional compressor system, so it will draw a modest amount of power each hour. In a home that already pushes the electrical load with multiple large appliances, you might notice a slight bump in your utility bill, though it's generally comparable to a mid-range refrigerator. Who should buy this? If you entertain regularly, host game nights, or simply keep a variety of drinks on hand for the kids, the CL181 gives you organized storage that's easy to access. The adjustable shelves let you store everything from craft beer bottles to juice cartons without having to shuffle items around. The digital thermostat and automatic defrost also remove the guesswork, so you don't have to babysit the unit to keep it at the perfect chill. Moreover, the sleek stainless trim blends well with contemporary kitchens, making it a good match for homeowners who care about both function and form. Who should skip it? If you're looking for a strictly budget option and are willing to accept occasional temperature fluctuations, you might find a cheaper countertop cooler that does the bare minimum. Also, if your kitchen layout is tight and you have no room for even a slim 18-inch depth unit, the built-in installation may become a hassle. Finally, folks who live in extremely small apartments where floor space is a premium might prefer a countertop model that sits on a table rather than a full-sized appliance that needs a dedicated niche. Let's talk real-world scenarios. Imagine a summer barbecue. You've got a case of iced tea, a few six-packs of soda,